This area, as you heard about our mountains, is incredible. Like, we have incredible resources here, right? And it's our job to steward those.
Yeah.
Right. And so as forest managers and we need to help prepare our workforce. So whether they earn an associate's degree, a certificate, or even up to a master's degree in natural resources, is pretty awesome.
Welcome everyone to Coffee with the President. It is my honor to be here with Dr. Munson, President of SKC, and this is what an honor to be here. Thank you so much for. We were talking before I clicked record here of just how beautiful this area of the world is, and it was. You know, I'm based in Los Angeles, and a 2-hour flight, and it's just like my shoulders was like. I was like. It's nature. So why don't we're about an hour north of Missoula in that great state of Montana. But why don't can you set the stage for this location? Obviously, you got to watch the episode because it is spectacularly beautiful here.
Absolutely. It is absolutely beautiful. It is where we are located is one of my very favorite places in the world that I've been so far. Salish Kootenai College is located on the Flathead Indian Reservation. Which is home of our Salish, Kalispel, and Kasanka people now. Traditionally, the homelands of the Kalispel people, the Upper Pend d'Oreille. And our mountains, our Mission Mountains, are incredible here. Yeah. Everybody, when they come from Missoula, they come up over Evero Hill or even over Rabala Hill, and they're just awestruck. Right?
Do you know how many phone calls I made when I was driving here yesterday? I was like, yeah. If you saw what I was looking at right now, it is unbelievable.
It is unbelievable. And many times people will pull over to take pictures or they will take, even just driving. Don't do that ever. But I've heard of that happening as well. And then we have Flathead Lake, right? Flathead Lake is where many of our stories have happened and where much of our culture is as well. And so it's just absolutely beautiful. We have a range of ecosystems here. Anything that you'd like to partake in, we probably have it.
Yeah, it's amazing. Well, the college tour is honored to be here, and we're catching you all. We're filming this kind of midweek in the middle, or kind of at the end of the week, end of the filming week, which is be great. But you have a history at this institution, and a little new into the official presidency role. Give me a first impressions in the sense of it. Now it's official. Like, are you excited? What are plans for the students? Let's talk about that.
Absolutely. Yeah, I started here at Salish Kootenai College. I was able to come home and begin serving our people here as a doctoral student in educational leadership about 10 years ago. And I mentored under President Boham at that time. I think she was Vice President Boham at that time, and then moved into president. And I have been in various capacities as faculty, staff, in multiple different departments, and then as Vice President of Academic Affairs when they asked me to serve as interim. So when you say this is brand new in official capacity, I was just recently selected to be president of Salish Kootenai College, which is a complete honor because it is something that I think our elders and my family has prepared me to do. And so I am very honored to be able to give back to our community and our people and our students throughout the nation who attend here.
That is awesome. And I think I know what I love about your history here, and I think I'd love you to expand on it, because as you look into the future and you're driving the institution forward, having that history is so important. Because I'm not going to speak for you, but I know you can elaborate on this. This isn't a job for you. This is, you know what I mean? Like this is a mission for you. And your passion for the community and all this, and just you hear it saying the elders prepare me for this. It's like, oh, it's beautiful. I'd love you to talk about how does that passion feel for you, and what are you looking forward to doing as the new official president?
Absolutely. So some of those things that I alluded to, elders have really taught us that our duty is to work with our people, right? Is to serve our people. And so my gifts are in leadership. And as far as the institution is concerned, the values that we bring, one of the best things about SKC, and I'm really excited to expand and strengthen this area, is that we are grounded in values and community. This is home, this is a family for so many people. When they get to campus, the support here is incredible. Faculty, staff, everybody on campus really loves to support our students and our people. And so I think one thing that I'm most excited about is to really support that and uplift that and strengthen that sense of community, our value systems, and our ways of being with students, because students come first at Salish Kootenai College always.
Yeah.
And I think that's the exciting part, is that we offer such a variety of degree programs, all the way from workforce development through master's degrees, which is it's not known.
Yeah.
People don't realize that.
I know we're really excited about telling that story in the episode. I'd love you to elaborate on that, because there's programs here, and even, the STEM, it's a big thing for you, really something you're pushing. I think that's not as common too. So I'd love you to talk about, let's dive into some of these programs that you're excited about, and and what does the future, look like? What do you see as we're gonna really start pushing this program? And I'd love to hear more about that.
Absolutely. So one of the other beautiful things about Salish Kootenai College is that the college, as a tribal college, SKC was established, again, to serve our community. But the programs at SKC are directly related to the needs of our tribe and the local and surrounding communities outward. So even in Missoula, Kalispell, and throughout Montana, as well as other tribal nations. But with that being said, some of our programs today, forestry, natural resource management, the Masters in Natural Resource Management, hydrology, those are all directly related to the explicit needs as expressed by our tribe. So this area, as you heard about our mountains, is incredible. We have incredible resources here, right? And it's our job to steward those, right? And so as forest managers and we need to help prepare our workforce. So whether they earn an associate's degree, a certificate, or even up to a master's degree in natural resources, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's incredible.
And then we also have our language and culture programs are super strong. They both of them were requested by either our language immersion school in Kusum or the Salish Kalispell Culture Committee. The director of the Salish Kalispell Culture Committee invited us to help build a perpetuation program along with our Native teacher education program. Yeah. So those are
really cool. And if I was correct, if I was reading in your background, as I was telling you before you click record, when I was stalking you over the last few days to try to, prepare for this, it seemed like that, that language heritage and that culture is a big thing for you personally.
It is. It's something that I wasn't gifted and raised in the culture or the language. I was raised just south in Missoula, actually. And, but it's something that I had always longed for. And so many of our people now haven't been gifted with those teachings. And it's critical, not only to, improve our own identities, but also to remain, revitalize, I guess I'll say revitalize or reintroduce, reperpetuate our cultures and languages. So we are still here as Salish, Kalispell, and Kasanka people. Yeah. And so that is critical. My husband is a language speaker now and a language teacher here in the area. And his family, he was raised with his elders. It is just really critical for our people. You can see that when we have a strong foundation in our identities and our languages and cultures, it helps us to be better people.
Yeah, absolutely. And keeping our heritage and our history and where we came from, it's so important. I was in this conversation yesterday with something about this, something different about my past and how my grandfather got to America. It was just, and it's so important, and so it's like, thank you for doing that. I mean, and the other thing we talk about community a lot, but it's different here. And and I love it. I don't know how much do you know about the episode. Do you know, or are you like
Oh,
a little bit,
yeah,
or
a little bit.
Okay. Well, anyway, we're doing a story and on a young woman, and what I loved about it, it's just like the setup of it because it wasn't just her coming. It was like her and her husband coming.
Oh,
And it was just like,
beautiful.
okay, cool. The story's about her, but at the beginning, it's just like, we're going to do this together,
Yeah.
do you find that? Is that common where it's just like, hey, we're not, we want, this is in our community. This is in our tribe. Like this can better our whole family life going down. And so I just think you don't hear that, for me, and I'm on,
Yeah.
multiple campuses across the country every week. We don't hear it all. It's not super common. It's like, oh, me and my spouse, like this is our, we should be going to school together. And so I thought that was really cool.
It is amazing. That part of our culture and community is amazing. We're often taught we don't think about ourselves. We think about our families. We think about our communities. We think about our next generations, right? And we plan for that. And we're grateful for everything that has been done by our past generations. Yeah. And so when you think about how you're moving forward in the world and what you're doing in terms of education, oftentimes it's that. How am I going to support the future of our family, of our people, of our community? And so absolutely showing up to things. Yeah. Our family is very close that way. And we often do the same thing. Yeah. And so
I just love it. And you're talking about like, oh my, my husband, it's great. It's like when the family's together, it ties that community so much stronger than being an individualistic, journey. How would you describe the students and what are you most proud of them? There's a few stories we're talking about, just like, it's always like this personal triumph of just getting and going through and coming here and what they had to go through to get here and go. And so I'd love you to just kind of lay the playing field. What are the students like? And I know it's diverse and it's but I'd love to hear from you a little about that and what makes you so proud of them.
Absolutely. So first of all, we serve 60 to 80 students on average, 60 to 80 tribes on average, students from all over the nation, even the world, come to SKC because we are often considered the preeminent tribal college in the nation, which is pretty phenomenal still that we can hold that. But with that being said, one of the things that I really love about SKC is that we are able to serve students who wouldn't normally have access to college or even think that they are capable of achieving a degree, right? Whether it be a certificate, a workforce certificate, or a bachelor's degree, or again, a master's degree, right? There are so many people who tell their stories. They're the first generation. We're still serving first generation college students often. And even into their next stages in life as well. Just the other day at graduation on Saturday when we were there, one of the students said, "Michael, can you believe that I have a degree?" Whoever would have thought that I would have a degree in teaching?
I love that story.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Does that make you want to cry?
I
mean in a positive way. Like, a very positive way, because that's like how beautiful, how awesome, to take. Anyway, keep going and interrupt you.
It is so exciting. And I think that's the other beauty of SKC is not only that they can be excited about achieving like these huge achievements, but then they're going to be able to go and use those gifts and those skills and those teachings that they've learned with and for their people, right? To help other people come up. And my response was absolutely, of course. Of course you should have a degree. You've worked really hard and you've learned all of these things. And the other beautiful thing about that is that oftentimes, there isn't a fantastic relationship with education in Indian country, right? Just because of our histories. And there are people here who are going to be educators, are going into their fields because of those reasons. Because they're changing that. They're doing things the way that our communities need them to be done. And our communities and tribes have said that they need them to be done. And so that's the really beautiful thing is that not only are they achieving these milestones, but they're also flipping the script the way we need it to be flipped. So that we can do things in sovereign ways with our tribal nations.
That's so beautiful. And it's you know, it's like a rock going into a lake and the ripples, because now his story, you know, he might have a younger brother.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It can, you know, because I get goosebumps when I just think of first generation, because understanding what that does, you're starting to hold like lineage of line. There's no question about it. You know, for every, I say this all the time. It's like, you know, for every, you know, degree you get, and starting in high school, and maybe it's a certificate, and maybe you get that bachelor's, all the way up, keep going. It's like your chances of unemployment go down and your income goes up. It's a direct correlation, the education towards prosperity. And so I love hearing that story, because we'll never know what the ripple of this institution did for him, and how that's going to affect how many other people. It's like, oh, I can do that too, or I should do that as well. And yeah, it's awesome.
It's pretty incredible. And just to add to that a little bit, that student comes from a family that is quite large, right? And their mom also earned their degree that same day. Next to them. Isn't that incredible too? It's incredible. So just to think, just like you said, the impact that our students are able to have with their communities, and the hope and inspiration that they bring is pretty incredible. And I think the thing that makes it even better is just like circling back around to the support that those students have received, right, throughout their journey here. And man, the hard work that they've done. Our programs are still very, very rigorous, sometimes more so than what I experienced at University of Montana or others that I've went to, but which I hold up as well. But the fact that we not only have high standards, we also support students to achieve those standards so that they can rise to the top and do the best that they can.
Yeah. This is awesome. First of all, I want to say thank you just for spending time. And I know our two teams were trying to coordinate this time and get us together. I know you're really busy. Is there any question I should have asked you, or that you want to talk about before we wrap up, that I didn't ask?
I think these are fantastic questions. I would like to say another program that I really love to highlight is our Tribal Historic Preservation Program. Not only does it prepare students to be THPO officers, Tribal Historic Preservation officers, but it also prepares for museums, curation, artifacts, cultural perpetuation, and such as well. And the cool thing about that is the only program in the nation that serves in that capacity.
Really? Oh wow, that's amazing. So actually we talked about that in the episode. Yeah.
Oh good.
That's
great.
Yeah, that's that's amazing.
Yeah. And then our nurses around this area, people will come from Missoula, Kalispell, all over to be in our nursing program because they're held in such high regard. Our teachers come from all over the state. We have Native teachers coming from all over the state, Crow, Blackfeet, Fort Peck, all over, even non-Native teachers from all around. That's the other thing I'd like to just mention really quick is that SKC is open enrollment. It is not only available for tribal students. Although it is a tribal college and university, we serve all students, regardless of background, and we support everyone the same. Yeah,
it's beautiful. Wow. I just want to say once again, I know we started off this conversation in that way of just, thanks for opening the doors. I always tell, it's fun. I always say I get the best job in the world because I get to go around and, host this incredible series, but it's really important the work that you're doing here. Our team is, it was so funny last night when I saw a few of them when I got in, and just like how beautiful is it here? I'm like, this place is amazing. And so it takes a lot to get where we are sitting right now. And I think sometimes, I always love telling you, I'm pretty open book with the audience. I'm like, it's a lot of work from a lot of people, a lot of time. And you got to find students that are willing to tell their story, and just the amount of work that goes into making an episode. But most importantly, you got to be willing to open your doors. Yeah. And I just want to say, thank you for opening the doors to the college tour and just to the entire team here, because it does take a village and two teams to come together in order to pull this off. And so just welcoming us and having us here has been awesome. So, and if you're watching this and you have haven't watched the episode, you have to go watch the episode. They're fantastic stories and a just absolutely spectacular part of this nation. And thank you so much for sitting down. This is awesome. And by the way, the coffee's fantastic.
That's great.
We'll see you next time, everyone. Take care.
Thank you.